All right, here's a quick tutorial on how to add your own photos to the Elegant Room Photo Slideshow After Effects comp. I've opened it up here in After Effects CC 2019. Your version of After Effects might look a little bit different, but it should work pretty much the same. So first thing we're going to do, import our photos. I'm going to open up this bin, select it, and go File, Import. And then I've just downloaded 2 images here that we'll use. I'll just select both of those, say open. So all that's done is put them in your project. So now what I want to do is place them into some of these photo frames, and I'm going to do maybe photos 6 and 7. So I open up this bin, and then each one of these frame numbers corresponds to what's called a pre-comp over here. So I'm going to open up frame 7. And that opens a new tab down here. And so what I'll do is, I think one of these is portrait. Yep. So I'm just going to click and drag this photo that I want down into the timeline window here. You see this, you get this line. This says what layer you're putting it on. You want to put it at the top. And what that does is it adds your photo into this layer stack. If you're familiar with Photoshop, this is basically the same kind of thing. If you want, you can turn off these other 2 layers, which are just placeholders, but I would leave them on in case you delete a photo, then you might get lost which frame you're looking at. So as long as your photo is placed on top, you'll be good to go. So you can see in this pre-comp, this little gray line is the bounds of the picture, and what you're actually seeing is only a small portion of it. So I need to scale my photo down to fit within this pre-comp. So if I twirl this down, you get transform options, twirl that down, and you get scale. So you can click this and you can drag left or right to scale up or down. You can also put a number in. I'm gonna start at 50. Looks like it needs to be a little bit bigger. You can also highlight this and then use your arrow keys up or down. So that now fits within the frame. Another quick way to do this would be to right click and say transform and fit to comp width, or fit to comp height. In this case, my photo is wider than the pre-comp, so I would want to fit it to its height. And that automatically scales it for you, so you put in 52.2%, and now the top of my picture is perfectly lined up with the bottom of my picture. So that's frame 7. So now if we go back here to this other tab, the render comp, which is kind of your master composition, if you open that tab, you can see down here that what used to say photo 7 has now been replaced by the photo that I placed. So let's do another one just for kicks. Let's go to frame 6, open that up, find my other photo, pull it down, put it in the top of the layer stack, open this up, go to scale, drag that down. Something in there looks pretty good. Go check our main comp, and that's good. So now I know these photos are featured a little bit later on. If you want to preview the comp, you can either drag your playhead around, or you can hit spacebar, and it'll render it. It won't play in real time because it's rendering as it goes. But if I drag down to the next scene, right here, you can hit play. You can see those are tracked into the scene. So that's pretty good. If the other thing that comes with this project is some basic photo effects. So if you open up this bin that says photo effects and open up this pre-comp, this is basically 3 layers that affect every photo. So if you turn these on or off by clicking the eyeball icon over here, you can see there's kind of a basic sepia tone effect, or a black and white effect, or kind of like a Polaroid kind of look. So if you want any of those, you can turn them on and off here. But if, say that's done, say we've placed all of our photos and we're ready to render this out as a video, then if you go to your render comp, you can say File, Export, add to Adobe Media Encoder, and go from there, or you can add to the render queue. If you're using an older version of After Effects, that option might be up in here under Composition, Add to Render Queue. but you get another tab down here. This is where you choose what settings you want. So for instance, if you wanted to export this as ProRes, I have a preset here, but let's say you just want to do a basic QuickTime. Say custom, choose QuickTime, format options, whatever you want here, say animation. Okay, great. And then over here, click on this, you tell it where you want it to go, and then hit render. So that's a pretty basic overview of how to add photos to this project. After Effects has a lot of stuff it can do, and it's a pretty steep learning curve. But if all you want to do is throw in your photos and spit out a video, this should get you there. Thanks for watching.